Hello everybody, this is Gareth Coon Speaks back here with another video. I'd like you to hit the subscribe bar, give me a thumbs up if you like the video, or hit the notification bell to be notified when I post my next post. Or otherwise you can look me up at my website, which is www.garethcahoon.co.uk. Or if you'd like to support the ministry work that I'm doing, you can do so through PayPal garethcahoon3@gmail.com. US declares launch of Phase 2 of the Gaza peace plan and traditional technocratic Palestinian administration. Israeli groups decry transfer to next phase without the return of the last hostage, Ran Gavili. White House Special Envoy Steve Witkoff on Wednesday announced in a post on X the launch of the second phase of the ceasefire agreement in Gaza. Today, on behalf of President Trump, we are announcing the launch of Phase 2 of the President's 20-point plan to end the Gaza conflict, moving from ceasefire to demilitarization, technocratic governance and reconstruction, Witkoff declared. The first phase was initially supposed to end after Hamas freed all living hostages and returned the remains of the last of those hostages that it murdered. However, the body of Ran Gavili has still not been returned, and the terror group continues to refuse to lay down its arms and transfer security control to the international forces the agreement has stipulated. Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu said he spoke to Gavili's parents on Wednesday evening, clarifying that Witkoff's announcement was a declarative move limited to the establishment of a new administration that would not affect the efforts of the return of Ran for burial. The Prime Minister emphasised that the Israeli government insists that information provided to the mediators by the hostage coordinator and his team be transferred immediately into effective actions on the ground. Hamas is required to meet the terms of the agreement and make 100% effort to return all fallen hostages, down to the very last one, Ran Gavili, a hero of Israel. Witkoff said the Phase 2 would include an establishment of an international technocratic Palestinian administration in Gaza, the National Committee for the Administration of Gaza, NIGAC, also and begins the full demilitarization and reconstruction of Gaza, primarily the disengagement of all unauthorized personnel. He did not detail how the US envisions the demilitarization to be accomplished, other than to note Washington expects Hamas to comply fully with its obligations, including the immediate return of the final deceased hostage, reiterating the threat that failure to do so will bring serious consequences. Witkoff also thanked Egypt, Turkey and Qatar for their indispensable mediation, which he said had made all progress to date possible, listing the delivery of the historic humanitarian aid, the constitution and ceasefire, without mention of the numerous violations by Hamas and the return of all living hostages and the remains of 27 or 28 deceased hostages without mentoring Gavili by name. According to the initial reports, the NICAG will include several members with ties to the Palestinian Authority, despite previous Israeli objections to the PA's involvement in the government of the Gaza Strip. In exact composition has not yet been officially confirmed. Nevertheless, Husseini El Sheikh, who was designated the PA's deputy chairman last year and is widely seen as the likely next leader, said that the Palestinian presidency welcomes the efforts undertaken by President Donald Trump to complete the implementation of the peace plan. His statement also reiterated the importance of linking the institutions of the Palestinian Authority in the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, and not creating any administration, legal or security arrangements that would entrench duplication, division, separation or fragmentation. The US State Department responded by welcoming the Palestinian President's statement of support, which led Hayom journalist Ariel Kahana noted was a rare acknowledgement of this claimed title. Al Sheikh is being recognised by the Americans as representing the Palestinian presidency. This is despite the fact that the Oslo Accord stipulated that the head of the Palestinian Authority is a chairman, not a president. Kahana wrote, noting that a chairman heads an autonomy, a president heads a state. This is therefore a highly problematic American statement, one that Israel must protest. Witkoff's announcement was also praised by US Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee, who wrote on X, "Is President Trump's 20-point peace plan working? You bet it is. I see the effect every day in Israel. There hasn't been an incoming missile in almost 4 months. And today PAVP Hussein al-Sheikh gave appreciation for POTUS, the President of the United States Gaza peace plan, and pledged ongoing support. On the other hand, representatives of the hostage families and fallen soldiers blasted the announcement, which came despite repeated Israeli assertions that the ceasefire would not advance to its next phase without Gavili's return. The Tikva Forum, a group representing hostage families that is more hawkish than the mainstream hostage families forum, said the announcement was deeply troubling and outrageous and a blatant violation of the agreement. In its acceptance for Hamas to continue controlling the Strip, returning and rebuilding itself, the State of Israel has been fighting for 2 years to strengthen security. Moving to second phase will do exactly the opposite, making another round of fighting in Gaza only a matter of time, the group stated. The heroism Gurvura Forum, a group of families of soldiers killed during the war, called on the Israeli government to not allow the US to force a dangerous reality upon us. Rehabilitating Gaza without the destruction of Hamas means betrayal of the war's objectives and of the heavy price that has already been paid. We families who have lost what is most precious to us will not allow the reason our sons fought to be forgotten. They did not die so that a terrorist organisation could be rehabilitated and grow stronger, but in order to eradicate it, Gravua said. So Hamas must be disarmed, dismantled, and threw out of Gaza before phase 2 can start. What is President Trump thinking? I normally support him in matters, but he should not be moving ahead till Ran Gavili is returned home to his family. After all they're getting back is a dead son, not a living human being that was there before, full of life, vitality, and strength. He fought for his country, killed 20 Hamas soldiers with one gun, and held back and almost together saved 200 people. So this man should not be stuck in Gaza. He should be home and be laid to rest by his family in peace. After all, that isn't a lot to ask for. Shalom, Maranatha, and Hallelujah.